Alright YouTube, what is good? It is your boy MP and we're back with another video today. Now what I got for you guys today is another reaction video to Mario. Now the last video I just dropped, we reacted to one of the craziest Mario levels I've personally ever seen in my life. And LilKirbs is coming through with these crazy ass Mario level videos, so I decided to look at a couple more and stumble upon this one here. So this level here, alright, so this level here, I searched 30 million Mario levels. This is the most evil one. Now that is some crazy stuff to say after the the monstrosity that we saw in the last video. So if this is even worse, as he claims here, if it's even worse than the one we saw, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. But yeah, yeah, this is gonna be crazy. But if you like my content for this channel, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. Without further ado, we're gonna get to this video here by LilKirbs. Alright, let's get to it.
I searched through 30 million Mario Maker 2 levels and found this one that looks pretty simple at first. But in reality, it's the most confusing and seemingly impossible level I've ever seen. Because no matter what you do, you can't reach the goal. This level is a speedrun where you have to beat the timer. As I was playing, I thought I came up with some clever optimizations to go faster, but would they be good enough to beat the timer? Like here, you're supposed to slide through the enemies and wall jump up like this. But you can speedrun it faster by doing a triple jump, which stops your momentum, letting you jump up faster. You would continue jumping past the spikes, put a shelmet on, run past more obstacles, and use the shelmet to damage boost past the spikes, run all the way through this top path just to ground pound through the blocks, and with perfect execution, you can't even see the goal. I thought at first that perhaps there was
You're a victim.
It's just a hidden path or power up in the level. But surprisingly, that's not the case. And as I played this level more, I realized this was the most confusing level of all time. I thought I had an incredibly clever idea that could let me beat the level. If you could somehow damage boost through these saws and break the block, it would skip the long path on top. This shell was the only thing in the level that could let me damage boost through the saws, which meant you had to keep this shell until that part. But these spikes made it so that you can't keep it. Then I explored for a bit and realized that by gently bumping this enemy and while jumping under it, you can keep this POW block, which could possibly be used to get across the spikes. I tried dropping it as far away as possible, but I wasn't even close to making the jump. But one time when I tried this, I accidentally found a way to keep the shelmet. By throwing the POW into this slope, it actually slows down enough for me to jump off of. And with a perfectly timed jump and air twirl, you can barely make this jump. And now there was one more problem to solve: breaking the block. And this one stumped me. The only thing I knew that could break a block is a shell. And there was a shell at the very beginning of the level. But could you really bring that to the end? I tried coming up with strategies to keep it, but I eventually realized that there's no way you could carry it through this jump. So using the shell to break the block wasn't the solution. So how else could you break the block? Well, there are spike balls here. You can just wait for one to hit the block. And then I use my shelmet to damage boost across the saws, and that's the solution, right? Nope, not even remotely close. I thought I tried everything, but even with doing all of that, you still can't reach the goal. But 32 people out of 2.6 million were able to beat this level. Not zero. And that's when I figured out something that 0.001% of players...
Yo, let's go back here.
32
people have finished this level out of... Bro, what? Yo, 32 out of over 2 million people. What?
That's when I figured out something that 0.001% of players realized. And it turned out you have to think even more outside of the box to beat the level. Here's how it works. This object spawned above these blocks. When an object is thrown off screen, it only appears again if the spawn point is back on screen. When you open this door, these spike balls move left. but they eventually hit this spring and move to the right. If I get the last spike ball off screen by the time it hits the spring, and then I run back to show the spike ball's spawn point, it respawns and goes to the right. And this saves time rather than just waiting for it normally. Even with all the clever ways I thought I could beat the timer, the level was evilly designed knowing those ideas would never work. And only this little known solution could beat the timer. And whenever I achieve something like beating a hard level, I like to put something up on my wall that symbolizes
crazy.
my achievement. And since Mario died many times trying to beat this incredibly challenging level, I put Wario on my wall. Because Wario accomplished something way cooler. If you didn't know, I recently used Wario and got a world record time in Mario Kart World. This was despite having no prior experience speedrunning Mario Kart. I made a video about how I pulled off that impossible feat, and it's the most exciting video I've ever made. It's posted on my other channel, but you can find the video here.
Oh, this is crazy. Great video by LilKirbs. Yeah, shocked again. Another crazy asshole. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of this video today. And yeah, if you like this reaction I just did here and my other reaction on this channel, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.